I'm Charles Clement, President and CEO of Southeast Alaska Regional Health Consortium.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Strong. Heske yuchat duasak Tlingit gainach. My Tlingit name is Heske. I serve as the chairman of the board for SEARHC.
Over the past 10, 11 years, SEARHC has really increased our footprint here in Southeast Alaska. In 2011, we served approximately 17 communities here. In 2023, we're now serving 27 communities. But maybe more important than that is we have multiple locations in many communities that we serve, and we anticipate those locations will continue to multiply and grow throughout the region.
Where we are today was really a monumental step in healthcare for us in Southeast Alaska. We had large disparities in healthcare from community to community. By having an open door, providing services to people who wouldn't otherwise have it. We've been there as Native people. We know that services weren't there for us, at least for me and my generation growing up. Why would we want that for somebody else? The idea that we had strategic plans in the past, but they never seemed to get off of the shelf to implement them. To learn how to strategically think on how we're going to move that needle on healthcare in Southeast Alaska. First, we had to have the opportunity to have the audacity to dream about it, but then we had to also have the ability to financially make those changes. That doesn't come easily, and we were fortunate enough to hire a new president that had that kind of experience and knowledge. The organization that requires a good leader, one that has strategic thinking and abilities to make things happen, is something that I admire, not because of just President Clement, but because of the teamwork that the board has. That we came together and said we want the growth of healthcare, improved healthcare for the people that we're serving.
Yeah, over the past 11 years, we've really had the opportunity to partner up with some great organizations. And we've had these arrangements from mergers, acquisitions, affiliations. There's lots of different ways that we describe our interactions with various community partners. But I think as SEARHC has continued to grow and continue to evolve, we find like-minded community partners. And it really allows us, again, to build upon the strength of the organization, our infrastructure, our mission, and our vision that I think resonates with the communities that we serve as we continue to build out specialty services throughout Southeast Alaska, and our commitment to bring those specialty services to Juneau in a way that helps people receive services closer to home. Identifying good partnerships and working through a process where we can come together and again work with folks to bring additional value to the communities that we serve and bring additional value to SEARHC upon sort of reflecting on our relationship with ANMC, enhancing and bolstering up our relationship with Providence Swedish Group. Where we stand now is miles and miles away from where we were in the beginning. As we've developed these relationships, it's allowed us specific insights into understanding where the opportunities may actually lie for SEARHC to bring these services on themselves. Over the next 5 years, the amount of services that we're going to be able to provide organically in Southeast Alaska is going to be profoundly different than what we have today.
So as we move forward, we see that we have systems in place now that allows us to stay closer to our homes and not have to move.
In 2019, we entered into an agreement with the city of Sitka to acquire Sitka Community Hospital. It really was one of the most profound examples of what SEARHC is trying to do in Southeast Alaska, which is build a resilient healthcare system that is non-duplicative of other things that already exist in the communities. The savings and the operational efficiencies that we were able to realize really allowed SEARHC to begin that process, a stepping stone by which we've been able to invest more money into more services that previously had not been available in the community and previously had not been readily available in Southeast Alaska. Also in 2022, opening a new physical rehabilitation center out in the airport district. This is really a nice addition to our portfolio, offering pediatric rehabilitation services here in Southeast, something that has been very limited throughout the region. It builds upon our previous rehabilitation services, but it expands in a way that makes sense and serves an underserved component of the community. but it also allowed us to lay the foundation to expand specialty clinics here in Juneau as well. So in 2022, we made a commitment to improve and enhance our offerings down in downtown Juneau at the Front Street Clinic. And this is really something that we take a great deal of pride in, serving the underserved community here in Juneau, which is a large unmet need within Juneau specifically, but throughout all of Southeast. I think of the community of Gustavus, and in 2023 when the new clinic opens, moving essentially from a double-wide trailer to a brand new state-of-the-art clinic. And an honor it is to bring something like that to one of our communities that for so long has sort of been off, in so many regards, off the radar of what it is that we're trying to do. I mean, it's one of the newer communities that came into SEARHC.
We're putting capital investments back into the communities.
When I look back 11 years, I think we were sitting on approximately 1 day cash on hand. And 11 years later, we are sitting at 600, almost 50 days cash on hand. Our goal at the end of the day is to put all that money to work, to increase access to care, increase availability of care, increase the quality of care, increase the type of care that we provide here in Southeast Alaska. And those financial resources are allowing us to fulfill that dream. In that same time span, we increased our net assets from around $40 million to over $350 million. We've grown our square footage 220,000 square feet. Our operating revenue went from $118 million a year to $330 million a year. It's a testament to our goal, our aspirations of growing the organization in a way that realizes our strategic plan. Over the last 11 years, the number of employees, the size of the organization in terms of human bodies, has grown from 900 to over 1,600 people. And it really is a testament to SEARHC's success, but that success is really predicated on having fantastic employees. And our commitment to making that a reality is in some regards is highly complex, but in other regards it's actually quite simple. It revolves around respect and cultural identity, service, professionalism, compassion. Those values resonate with our employees. When they come to work, they feel that their fellow coworker also knows where they're at.
Whether it's a native corporation, a regional corporation, or the state of Alaska, I think we are pretty close to what the state does as far as employment in our communities. And I think that's something we can be proud of.
One of the realizations we've had is that if we're going to solve some of these problems longer term, it's incumbent upon us to, in some regards, grow our own technical experts in certain areas, as evidenced by our CNA training program in Wrangell and Sitka, and dental assistant training in Juneau and Sitka. It's quite a testament to our staff that clinics, small clinics like Angoon, Cake, Hoona, are actually Joint Commission accredited. This is really a testament to the hard work of our staff and their commitment to patient safety and quality. I think of our Sitka long-term care and our 5-star rating, these best practice activities that we engage in and don't take for granted. We have resources within SEARHC that help people sign up for Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, and these are things that could be transformative in a patient's life, having access to care that they may otherwise not be able to afford.
To provide health care for somebody that doesn't have the financial wherewithal to get the health care is just culturally appropriate for us.
As we talk about the last 10 years, it's almost as if we were laying the framework for the next 10 years. I think of the projects that we have underway or that are going to be underway. I think of projects like Vintage Park in Juneau, the new Mount Edgecombe Hospital, the new opioid clinic in Klawock. 10 years ago, those weren't even remotely dreams, and now, more than dreams, those are projects that are, in many cases, actually underway. They're on the books.
If we continue the way we're going, I think that the health care that the government promised us will be delivered to us by ourselves. And so the only thing stopping us from Vision 2034 is our own imaginations in healthcare. if any region in Alaska is going to cause people to move to it because we have a great healthcare system, it's going to be Southeast Alaska.